very weak. And I had, in the summer of, oh God, 2000 and what now? 2005? I can't quite remember. I think that's it. 2004, 2005, I think it was. And really intense. 2 weeks of hell. I had to leave my job for 2 weeks and stay at home because I was in such pain. I was watching movies and I had to lie down on my chest. And I thought, wow, I came close to, I'm coming close to death. And it was like that. It did happen. On the second week that I was off to work, I was hit really bad on, I think it was a Wednesday or a Thursday. And it was a nighttime. My brother lived with me in a 2-bedroom apartment at the time, near Chinatown, where I still was then. And it was 2 or 3 in the morning, and I remember I could hardly breathe. I was really not myself. I was starting to feel the separation of my soul and my body. It's a very true, very true story. And at one point on the second night of this really intense part of the whole ordeal, I was in tears, and I said, I'm gonna die right now. And I said, I'm not even gonna shout for my brother. I'm not even gonna call the hospital. I'm not gonna make a big scene about it. I said, okay, if I gotta go, I gotta go. And I was very sad, and I still had a crucifix at the time, for sure. I think I still have the same one upstairs somewhere. And I wiped my tears on the Jesus and said, if you'll help me get past this, I'll join you, I'll become a religious. Very similar to Martin Luther, the German monk of the 1500s, who ended up having the same experience. He was, for people that don't know, his father was pressuring him to join with, you know, the family business and whatnot. And Martin Luther was kind of thinking about it, but he felt a little bit called to the church in some way. He was divided. And one night in a rainstorm, coming home on a horse, I believe, maybe it was a mule, and beast of burden, and he was coming home, and a lightning bolt came and basically threw him off the horse. I don't believe it hit him. I don't remember the exact perfect details, but it threw him off the horse, and he landed. And shaking, he said, "Anne, save me, and I'll become a religious." He was talking about Saint Anne, and so he made his promise. Now I did a very similar thing. I was kind of going towards it anyway, but this made it very much intense. And so at the worst point, I said, "That's it, I'm dying right now." And I consciously was aware of it. And at the last moment, after the tears and fear was gone, I was comfortable with it. I said, "Okay." And I felt my soul, my spirit come out of my body, literally, starting to be sucked away. And 2 hands, unseen person, the person that they belonged to, I didn't see anyone, but I felt a thumb and 4 fingers twice. 2 hands of love and warmth and comfort touch my soul, my spirit, gently relax me and place me back in my body. 1000% true story. This happened to me, and I can tell you right now that upon death, this happens to everybody. There is an immediate grace, there is an immediate acceptance, a welcoming party, if you will. When you cross over, you're not going into the unknown. At the exact moment of dying, you are accepted. Some people see the tunnel of light, as they call it, being called down to the hands of God. Some people are taken by angels and taken up. So, very true and very comforting, and I swear on anything you'd like that this is true. You will die. Remember that. You will die. And I will die. And I'm telling you from experiencing this, it's nothing to be afraid about. Because there are good things that happen when you do. It's certainly not the end. So, this is what I'm saying, trying to walk in 2 worlds at once. Yes, you have your earthly focuses, you have your job, your career, your family. These things take our time and our energy so much, too much. I think we need to come into an area now where it's not, many people should believe this, hopefully most people agree with me, that we're not meant to work a job all day long and then have a little time for ourselves, a little time for our family. It's upside down. Who's in charge of controlling and who makes those hours? Not us. It's being forced upon us by the evil empire. We're being put into a frame that it suits them. And they don't work hard. They sit on the pile of riches like a dragon, right? So I understand that it's very hard when you're into that world. And it could have happened to me. You know, I could have not come into this as easily as I did. If my parents did not divorce, if I chased school and a career and things, would I have found what I did as easily as now? So it's not about who's better, who's not, and what privilege. I'm saying, and I'll tell you this too, the things that I used to laugh at and say, oh, that person's out of their mind and they're wacko talking like that and talking about these supposed experiences. I used to be that person in my late teen years and about 20 years old. And then, wow, did I see that it, you know, very much not the case. Those things are very real. And I was the fool for thinking that it's hocus pocus and all that. So think about that. Even if you believe in God or not and this and that, remember, you will die. And I will die. So you have died before and so have I. And that's a whole other topic, reincarnation, karma. But you will die and I will die. So instead of putting it aside and being afraid of it or waiting to the last moment or whatever, why not accept it now and see who and what you are? You know, you can see my other video that talking about that, knowing you, knowing the you. What is you? What makes up your person? You are not your body. I'm not my body. So I think that it's a crime we do to our kids, and you know, I'm a father too. I have a 15-month-old son and I have a daughter on the way, and I'm not gonna not talk about death to my kids. I'm not gonna bombard them with too much, you know, philosophy and etc. when they're too young. You know, I'm gonna give them a headache and they'll hate me. But I'm talking about getting them to realize, yes, you'll die one day, but it's okay. And yeah, we do that. We bring them to church and bring them to mosque and Hindu temples and whatever else. You know, I have, like I said in the other video, I've read all the grandfather religions. I didn't finish the Quran because I had enough friends, etc. that were of that school, and after looking at a great chunk of the book, I see that it wasn't giving me more than what I already had. But more so than the grandfather ones, it was that I've looked at many others' views and spiritualities and philosophies from across the globe. From, you know, the Aborigines of Australia to the South Americans, you know, the Incas and their cosmovision, etc., 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 African religions and understandings of various tribes. And you know what? And even just plain pure philosophies. And all these things talk about the same thing, because it is true. We've gone off the track to think we need to trust whatever the TV tells us. You know, they rely on mind control, working against us and working for them. Well, you know what? Look how some of these dragons are. They either are insane or they know a little secret that they're not letting you know about. Because how could they be that evil as an old person and still be that stubborn and not say, oh, I'm going to die and I'm going to get punished? So they're in a mode of insanity, or they do know something. What I say is that these guys, these bloodlines, they know, because they have spirit guides too that are of the dark side. And they know that they too will reincarnate. They will often go back into their rich families. You know, not always and not forever. In a good time, they're going to get their wake-up call when they have to start the whole, when this earth is changed and remade, and whether here or another planet is very similar to here, they're going to have to start off scratch. With no TV, no nothing, no cars, start from the beginning as a wretch and slowly learn. And I've said that in the other video, so I don't got to go on too much. But think about it. We are here in this experience as mortal. This is a dream. You know, we basically are like zombies. We're the living dead. We have died and now have animated this clay of flesh and blood. And this is not a good state to enjoy. I mean, you talk about people that want to rule this planet. the way it is now, it's disgusting. You want to be the king of the place where it's mortality and death every day, every minute, and choking, pollution, and all sorts of deaths of various sorts. You want to be the ruler of that. You're going to be proud. You're going to be proud to be the ruler of that. Until we have harmony and peace, it's, you know, it's not enjoyable. It's not worthwhile. So many people have experienced it themselves and have heard stories and have friends even that talk about that, the near-death experiences and whatnot. Sometimes people leave their body for a while and then they come back. Think of the story with Jesus and Lazarus, that a few days passed before the spirit went back into the body and Lazarus woke up. So there are a lot of stories like that, and you know, you can say, oh well, I don't believe you. Well, then you don't have to, but you do know that you're going to die. So think about that, and that's what I'm trying to say. And, you know, for good or for worse, however you want to view it, we don't escape these ultimate truths. Now, another topic could be also that none of us really die, obviously, meaning you don't stop existing. Some of us will reincarnate quite quickly after death. Some of us take breaks, big gaps. Well, the body views linear time, whereas when you're out of your body, it's all a fleeting moment. There is no time in that sense, right? That's another topic, but that's what I'm saying, talking about death. Ask yourself that on a day-to-day or a weekly or a monthly or a yearly basis, and say, am I comfortable with my own death? If I'm going to face God tomorrow or tonight or who knows what, or next year, am I going to have something good to say about myself? Am I going to feel I tried to do something nice, I tried to be a good person? So for my spirituality, a big part of it is preparation for death, because it will happen, and not to go afraid or in tears or shaking or anything. Just now that I had that experience, which humbled, you know, the heck out of me, it was also beautiful and more of a blessing than a curse, very much so. They often say too, for someone to really become a mystic, for a shaman to get their initiation, on a lot of occasions, I'm not necessarily going to say in most occasions, because I don't know everybody's story, but in a lot of occasions, you have the near-death experience, which is your initiation to become something, to become one who walks into worlds, to strengthen you, to give you a different, a type of medicine that you want to carry to give back to other people. So I guess that's it for this series of video for now. I have a lot more videos to come. I'll try and get them out there as I can, as time allows, etc. Sorry, I think I have an eyelash in my eye, scratching my eyeball. So anyway, that's it for this talk. Meditate on your death. I recommend it. Not as a scary thing, as a fact of life. And death for your body, not for you, not for you listening. So I hope to talk to you very soon, and I'll be putting more videos. Have yourself a very good week, and a good month, a good year, a good life. Cheers.